What is the difference between the black mist and a gold mist filter, and what is the difference between the different strengths? Let me tell you, the difference between the two is the black mist filter has small black particles that will mist your highlights, your strong highlights, in their natural colors while retaining your deep shadows as well as your mids. Whereas the gold mist has little tiny gold particles in there, and that is going to bloom your extreme highlights a gold color or a little bit warmer color. Now the gold mist is going to also start to bloom over some of your mids and in some cases even some of your shadows. So the gold is going to definitely have a stronger effect because of the color mists there. Now let's go into the different strengths. So we have three different strengths: the 1/8, which is the lightest, the 1/4, which is the middle, and the 1/2, which is going to be the strongest. And this is not an industry standard. This is only standard to Polar Pro's mist filters. And now the strengths have nothing to do with the results that you're going to see in your images. It only has to do with the density of the mist particles inside of each filter. So as you can see here, a 1/4 gold mist is going to have a much stronger effect than a 1/4 black mist. It's the same amount of little particles per square inch in here, but since the properties of the gold mist are different, as we explained before, than the black mist, those are going to yield different results. So kind of the most popular setup and configuration we have right now is the 1/8 gold mist, which is going to look very, very similar in terms of diffusion as the 1/4 black mist. And those both are gonna provide nice, subtle, smooth highlight roll off. And if you made it this far, you probably wanna know how a mist filter is going to affect various lighting conditions. So when you have really strong and extreme highlights, you throw your mist filter on there, and that mist filter is gonna bloom and diffuse those highlights, creating nice roll off. Now what happens is, if you have strong extreme highlights and you throw a heavier mist filter on there, that's going to really bloom those highlights. So what's going to happen is that diffusion is going to start to bleed into your mids and shadows, and you're going to get some sharpness reduction at that point. And this is kind of the time where you're going to start bleeding into that more nostalgic kind of filmic vintage look with a heavy mist filter and really extreme highlights. Now on the opposite end of that, if you don't really have strong highlights, and say you throw a light mist filter on there, like a 1/8 black mist, for example, sometimes you can't even see the effect. So if you have no extreme highlights and just a really light mist filter on, you won't really see anything at all. So that's kind of why we landed on the 1/4 black mist and the 1/8 gold mist, and that's gonna give you a nice, smooth kind of highlight roll off, not be too extreme in either direction for both of those. And that's kind of what you're gonna see on the VND and the short stash filters as well. I'm Jeff with Polar Pro. Now let's get misty.